So I have a challenge for objectivists, and that is to check your very definition of reason. So your personal definition of reason is probably something along the lines of you use facts to come to conclusions, contradictions can't exist, A is A. It's a way to understand the world. This is not entirely what Ayn Rand means by reason. This is how she sells you on reason, but this is not the full picture of what Ayn Rand meant. Ayn Rand's definition of reason is that the cognitive mind should be in control for all decisions you make. So this means you don't just use your reason to figure your way out of how to get somewhere or how to engineer something. You also use your cognitive mind to make all decisions, perhaps if you're going to break up with your spouse or quit your job, or many things where your emotions might have something good to say to you. Now, this is the entire premise on which the Objectivist ethics rests. And you can read this in the Objectivist Ethics, her article with that name. All of Objectivist ethics rests on the premise that you have no good, reliable emotional instincts. This is the premise of tabula rasa. Tabula rasa doesn't just mean you're born without conceptual knowledge. Ayn Rand's explicit definition is that your emotional mechanism, if left unprogrammed, can be completely wild and drive you all wrong. Therefore, you need to go in and discipline your very emotional mechanism. What makes you happy? What makes you sad? How you behave to do what you want it to do. Ayn Rand didn't just develop a philosophy that shows you how to understand the world. She developed an ethics, and ethics is how to behave. And her explicit advice is that you have to use your rationality all day long, in all waking hours. You can read her exact quote in the Objectivist Ethics that you use your rationality in all waking hours of the day for all decisions you make, because all of your decisions could go for or against your life. She puts hypervigilance into every single decision you make. Buy an apple or buy an orange. One of them is better for you. You should think about it. You should make good decisions. And I'm proposing to you that this is not reason. Reason should be just a way to understand the world. What kind of decisions you make all day long and how you make them, that's a psychology. And in defining it as such, as reason, which I don't think is reason at all, Ayn Rand throws away an enormous amount of good thought when it comes to how to live as a human, because all those personal emotions, that intuition, your inner core, being able to trust it, that is, in my opinion, everything in life. Like, it's not just a nice thing. Like, that is the thing, is trusting your inner core. And so she shuts down all that thought, because not only does she say this is reason and you should do it, she ties it to a code of ethics. And once you tie it to a code of ethics, now it is morally superior. It is the right way. And this is a phenomenon I call moral bias. It's when moral ideals seem so obvious and so necessary for survival, which is Ayn Rand's entire argument, that all other thought is shut down. So my book is going to be The Moral Bias of Objectivism, How Moral Ideals Cloud Objectivity. So I explain all this at Ex-Objectivist.com. I have my introduction to moral bias there. I have lots of quotes that show that this is Rand's position. Go reread the Objectivist Ethics with this new lens of how Rand treats emotions and what she actually means by reason. And so that was my challenge to you. Check your definition of reason.